Hello, ladies and gents. This is Love from Hanging Out with Love. Welcome to the page. If you've been on my website lately, I am making a lot of changes right now. So you'll see on the shop page, there's a little form where you can contact me if you need to book a consultation or order a book, whatever you need. You can fill out that form. It'll email me and then I will get back to you. So state whatever your need is. If I'm not mistaken, on my story highlights, I have like the covers of each book. And even if you want to just get a description of each book, like, well, love, what is this about? I do have an excerpt that explains that. So I can send that to you, and then you can decide which one you want, and then I will arrange the payment information. All of my books are digital, and all my consultations are by appointment only. So I have so many thoughts going on through my head right now. And I'm in a really good mood because I had invited my friends over for dinner yesterday. So we had like this nice, how could you put it, like vegan/vegetarian comfort food. Everything pretty much was vegan actually, except for the spinach artichoke dip, because that has like Parmesan cheese, cream cheese in it, and those are dairy products. But everything was so good. All right, so that's not what I'm here for. The topic of today is sometimes Mr. Wrong is the nice guy. I hit you in the gut, didn't I? I know. And I'm going to talk about two different types of men and just some of the things that we naturally fall for because it's in our nature to. But this video is going to help you stop falling for that stuff. And the reason why it's so important to recognize is because you aren't realizing that the men you're dealing with start to learn your nature, right? Just like from my experience, I've encountered a lot of different men, not from dating all of them, but socializing with them, having men in my family. I'm around them. I observe, right? And so you learn things about them. So you have men who are exactly the same way. They study women, they love women, they know what you want. And so just because someone is a nice guy doesn't mean that he's not going to use whatever situation to his advantage. He doesn't have to cheat on you and break your heart to be using a situation to his advantage. So I'll start off by saying this: nothing in life is free. That's something that my father always told me, and it rings true to me more so now than it did when I was younger, because he said this to me when I was in like middle school, and I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? Dad, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, he said a lot of stuff where it was just like, what? You don't really appreciate your parents' wisdom until later on in life. But let's talk about the annoying guy, because y'all be liking drama a little bit. So I'm gonna just go ahead and jump into the irritating guy. So the annoying guy versus the nice guy, but they're both Mr. Wrong. So the annoying guy is extra. This is the one who's always blowing your phone up. I'm not talking about just reaching out, speaking to you, making his presence known, checking on you, seeing if you need anything. I'm talking about he's always blowing your phone up. He wants to be in your face. He may even be one of those guys who like pops in whenever he feels like it, and it's like he thinks that he's doing something by doing this. Like, oh, I don't really talk to her like that, and she is just, you know, on a whim. Like, I talk to her when I feel like it, when really No one's checking for you, right? Hey, Zamil Butte Skincare. And so he's really annoying. The second attribute of him is that he asks for things that he didn't earn. So this man is entitled. So this is like that guy you go on 3 or 4 dates with, and then he's talking about you coming over to his place and he wants to cuddle, and well, why can't you just come over so we can watch a movie? I spent money on this, and this, so how come you can't just come over so we can watch a movie, right? And it's like, you haven't earned that part of me yet. It takes a while to build rapport with someone, to gain that trust, and for me to see who you are. I don't know you from a can of paint. The normal rule of thumb that it takes to get to know someone and have them drop that veil, they say 3 months. I believe you should go 6. This is not, oh, love is saying wait 6 months to have sex. You can wait even longer than that to have sex. I'm talking about to observe his behaviors. You need about 6 good months of constant courting and consistency to see what you're dealing with, period. Why? Because you do. People often show a representative. Everyone does it. You do it. When you first go to work, you're not totally and completely yourself, just out there with it, right? You're observing people. You're watching. You're putting forth your best foot. You're showcasing all of your talents. You're not going in there every day with an attitude, showing up late, right? You're showing them why they should hire you. You're trying to make an impression and give them your absolute best. Then you start with the, I can't do no extra hours. I'm sorry, I got stuff to do this weekend, right? That's typically how that goes. And this is why when you first get a job, they're more likely to lay it on strong. Oh, are you available on weekends? Are you available to do this, available to do that? And then you're like, yeah. And then when push comes to shove, it's like, no, I have to practice self-care. Monday through Friday are my hours, right? So ask for things he didn't earn. He feels entitled. The next thing is he is annoying, right? That's why I'm calling him the annoying guy. And it's easy to disrespect him. It's easy to dismiss him. This is the guy you pick up the phone and you're like, hello? What's up? I'm good. What's up? And he's like, oh, I gotta have a reason to call you now? Yeah, what's up? All right, well, let me call you back. Click. You're like, get off my phone. You can block him. You might slip up and curse this man out because he's annoying. Like, he's annoying. You don't feel like a lady with him. You don't feel feminine. Like, you don't. You feel like you have to tell him everything. Like, oh, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Like, once you feel like you're coming out of your feminine, it's wraps. All right? So that's the annoying guy. He's Mr. Wrong, but he's annoying. So let me tell you about the guy that a lot of ladies fall for. This is going to be good. I just need you to know. All right, so this guy is sweet. So sweet. He knows all the right things to say. He makes you feel better. He has probably been there for several relationships, like watching you go through different situations, being there to support you through family struggles, things that are happening at your job. And he's soaking up all of this information and he's using it. And he's coming off of the pretense of, I want to be your friend. Now, what do we know about men? No man just wants to be friends with you, right? They don't want to be friends. They may want to do business with you, which is extremely rare. Or they want to sleep with you. They want to be in a relationship with you, however you want to put it. Because some people are like, oh, he might not. All right, well, if he's in a relationship with you, he's going to want sex. So he wants to sleep with you, right? But the thing about the nice guy is that he's buying time. So right now he knows that you're not interested for whatever reason. He knows that you're not interested. He probably doesn't have what you want him to have. So if you typically date a guy who has his own place, who has a career, who is ready for marriage or ready to just make that next step, like, and is able to provide some things for you, is able to take you out, takes initiative. You know, you want that man who's like, what are you doing Saturday night? Right? You want that guy. You don't want the guy where you have to be like, okay, well, why are you texting me, asking me all of these questions? Those are date questions, right? Those are things that the sweet guy will do. He will text you date questions. Oh, well, what kind of things do you like? What kind of attributes do you look for in a man? And da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, sir, we could have discussed this over Ruth's Chris. Right? Or if you are a person who's like, okay, I'm not going out. I like to be in a virtual space, so we can do a virtual date. He should be sending you money so you can buy dinner, getting on his phone, FaceTiming you, and having a conversation with you, right? And let me tell you what I know. Statistically speaking, having a conversation with someone like this virtually, it's still impactful. This is why they're allowed to do what we call telehealth when it comes to therapy, because the outcomes are very similar. You're not getting less of an experience from being virtual when I can see your face, I can see your body language, I can hear your voice, the inflection, you know, whether it's going up when you're excited, if your eyebrows raise, right? Your eyes get big, you're smiling, you're excited, you're interested, you're upset. Something I said made you uncomfortable, right? He can see all of that. So it's very similar. You don't necessarily have to go out if that's not something that makes you feel comfortable, but he does need to be courting you. He needs to be spending money. He needs to send over that Netflix password so y'all can watch a movie together. The whole nine. It's just that on that. The game does not change. Okay? So next, the nice guy. I said he doesn't meet your standards. He wants to buy time with you. So yeah, he doesn't want to let up on you. So this guy is aware. I can't give her what she needs right now. She should grow with me. She should build with me. While I'm trying to build myself, she should be here. Right? And oftentimes these men, they really mean well. But there's something in every person, right? When you start to grow, when you start to evolve. Think about a relationship that you've outgrown. You might have thought this man that you dated was the cream of the crop when y'all met, right? And then after a while, you started to grow. Maybe you finished your degree. Maybe you got a new job. Maybe you started working out, taking better care of yourself. Maybe you started thinking differently and you just got more mature. You can outgrow people. You can outgrow friendships. You can outgrow jobs, you know, like, so if you can outgrow someone who you were with, what makes you think this person can't outgrow you? And it's not to say that that can't happen with a man who's already where you want him to be. But the difference is you're receiving an incentive for that. Right? Now, again, this is dependent on what your love language is. But speaking for myself, my love language is acts of service and it's gifts. Right? So obviously, if we're thinking about a virtual space, you really can't do much acts of service for me because you're not here. But you can send me money. You can buy me gifts. If I'm not getting that and that's how I like to receive love, then I don't feel loved by you if you're not doing that for me. And these are some of the same men, because a lot of men have issues with expressing love the way you want to be loved, right? And that's very important. Figure out what your partner's love language is. This is important for you too, ladies. Figure out what your partner's love language is, because you may be doing something thinking that, oh, okay, yeah, I lay it down in the bedroom. I cook and clean every night, da 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 da. But his love language is quality time, and all he wants you to do is sit there. Maybe play in his hair, right? Lay on his chest. That's all he wants from you. But in order for you to be this acrobat, you have to go and take pole dancing classes, or you're out like watching videos trying to be a sexual deviant because you feel like, oh, okay, well, if I put it down in the bedroom, then this is what is going to make him happy. Now, do men want sex? Absolutely. But all men are not exactly the same. And that's why I say when I meet with you ladies, there is no one-size-fits-all approach to this. When I meet with y'all, some of y'all have met with me. I can tell you what your partner's love language is by the way they talk to you. I can tell you how to get a certain man back by the way he responds when you stop talking to him. I'm able to assess the situation as a third party because of the information that you give me, right? So you're already there. Why not ask the question? If you ladies have been following me for a while, a couple months back, I posted a questionnaire on my website, and it was like a love languages quiz that I sent out, and I'm like, ladies, take this. If you're dating someone, you can send it to your man and figure out what his love language is, and learn what yours is, right? So find a love language quiz, figure it out. It's very important, because it doesn't matter how nice a guy is. If they don't meet your standards, or if they're not willing to love you the way you want to be loved, and they just feel like, oh, I'm just going to shower her with these words of affirmation and da 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 da. To be honest, I won't call myself a skeptic, but I don't trust people immediately. So words of affirmation is really not that important to me. You can tell me you love me, you miss me, you care about me until you're blue in the face. But until there's some money behind that, it is what it is. Because one thing I do know about men is that they typically are more frugal than women are. And they're not just going to throw their money at somebody that they don't care about. This is why the majority of the scumbags that you ladies have dated have not paid for anything, done anything for you. It's a constant theme. Even the women who are like, oh, I've been cheated on in every relationship I've been in. Or no guy I've ever been with has, took me out to dinner. Or no guy I've ever been with has wanted to please me sexually. Of course, because you were the servant. He wanted all that stuff from you, and you allowed that. So I really want to do a video to explain to women that say they always get cheated on. I want to explain why that is, and I think that would be a great video to do, because it's a very common issue, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend like there's so much that you can do about it, but I will be completely honest with you and say, to my knowledge, I have been cheated on in one relationship. That was the first time I had ever been in love, and I did all of the wrong things. Did not require much from him. I would have to go out with male friends, to go out to eat or to go to the movies and things like that, because my man couldn't take me. So I literally have to hang out with my friends to get that same attention that I wanted from him. But he was still receiving all of the perks as if we were in a relationship. I was making excuses for him, in the name of love. It's not cool, right? And so when you are having these homeboys who have just been around and you're like, oh yeah, well, we've known each other for 3 years. Okay, you may have known each other for 3 years, but you weren't dating for 3 years. So if you're going to date a friend, which ruins friendships, by the way, if you're going to date a friend, he has to court you. The same rules apply. And this is why women get caught up with the nice guy, because they're like, oh, well, he's been here for so long, so it is what it is. Okay, so because he's been your friend, that means he deserves to be with you? Absolutely not. He doesn't deserve that. He hasn't done anything to. He hasn't put in any work. And in addition to that, he has an advantage over a lot of guys you've dealt with because you tell him all of your business and he's been around watching you. You've been calling him every time you get upset, not realizing, maybe this man wants to sleep with me, right? You want to test this out? I'm gonna drop a jewel real quick and then I'm gonna go. Y'all want to test this out? This is what I want you to do. Next time you get on the phone with your male friend, just drop a hint to him. Tell him, oh my gosh, like, this guy that I told you about that I really liked, I told him that I needed $50 to add on to a bill, and he blatantly told me that he didn't feel comfortable giving it to me. And that really bothered me because, you know, I found out the other day that my love language is gifts and acts of service. And it just really bothered me, you know. So now I'm like, I don't feel comfortable talking to him anymore. And I still need this money, which is tragic. Like, I just can't even believe I had a guy like that around me who wouldn't even want to provide for me, you know. Like, why would you want to see me go without? And see what he does. See what he does. See how he responds. Oh, well, if you was dealing with me, I would do this and I would do that. Or he might be like, I got the $50. I'll send it to you, right? Just watch his behavior, but I bet you he switches up. And that'll tell you a lot about what you need to know. Because some of y'all be like, oh, he's not paying attention. And I'm saying this to you ladies because I used to be one of those oblivious women who would be like, oh, he don't like me. And my friends be looking like, girl, he wants to be around you 24/7. This man is taking you out to eat. He doesn't like you talking to other guys, or he's always complaining about men that you dated before. Why do you think he's doing that? Because he wants you, right? So essentially, if you want to date that nice guy, make him still do the same things that the other guys would be required to do. And just keep in mind that just because a guy is nice, just because he's not annoying like that, the guy who still doesn't meet your standards but just doesn't have any charisma, has no couth, has no people skills, the nice guy has those people skills and he knows what to say to make you feel good, but he may not meet your standards either. And just be mindful of that. A lot of women, we fall for the talk, we fall for, you know, the swag, like the, oh, hey, how was your day? Yeah, you don't deserve that. Why don't you, you need your back rubbed after a long day. Oh, he making you cook, I would cook for you. And it's like, okay, all of that is cool. But if you value financial security like I do, that's not good enough. Let's just be real. It's not good enough. It's sweet, it's a nice gesture, but it's not good enough because that's not sustainable over time for a long-term relationship. You need that plus some. You have to come with more. And this is not to say that you're looking for a perfect man, but to me, I need you to be perfect in certain areas. I need for you providing for me to be non-negotiable. And when I need you for something, because acts of service is my love language, I need whatever I need to get done to be non-negotiable. So this doesn't mean like, okay, my man has to work, but I need an oil change, so he's not supporting me. But are you able to provide that oil change for me? Can you set up an appointment for me to go to Jiffy Lube and get my car serviced? Like, that's important for me. I want to feel like you have this on lock, like you have it under control. And I also need you to be respectful. And you can have it all. You can. And it takes work, you know. A lot of women, this is why women who have been with their husband for 15, 20, 30 years, they not letting up off him. They will hurt you over that man because they have trained him. And men can be trained, but they have trained him to this point, right? All of that matters. Every little bit counts, all right? So, love you, ladies. I'm about to get off this. I see you can see my computer screen. But just keep in mind that you are valuable and that your standards matter. And it doesn't matter how a guy presents certain information to you. It matters what information he's presenting. So if I bring you a pile of shit with a smile, here you go. Are you more likely to take that pile of shit from me than somebody that's like, take this pile of shit? No, because it's still a pile of shit. That's not what I want. That's not of value to me. So that's how you need to think about these nice guys. He's trying to give you a pile of shit with a smile, baby. Don't take it. I love you. If you made it to the end of this video, please drop a heart in the comments. Let me know what you think. And then DM me. Let me know about new topics you want to cover. Or DM me so you can book a consultation. Peace and love.